Good afternoon and happy Are You OK Day, Internet. Are you okay? Today is Are You OK Day in Australia. We have a lot going on in our house. No, you don't need to be quiet, little buddy. You don't need to be quiet. They'll hear you in the background. They'll be like, "What's that circus going on in Travi's house?" And they'll be like, "Is Travi okay?" That's what's going to happen. They will carry on doing their thing in the background. Just finishing up dinner. I had to wolf down our salad for tonight. Um, Are you okay? Are you okay? We are doing okay here at Racing for James. We're doing okay. We are even okayer because it's Zolder. Zolder is one of my favourite tracks, and we are driving the Radical SR8, which is fast becoming a very, very fun car as well. We are doing our normal league racing night with Missed Apex Racing League. So every Tuesday and every Thursday, you get the joy of watching us racing race cars. Well, actually, every night you get the joy of watching us racing race cars, but tonight it's against some league people instead. So, um, Zolder, two 25-minute races, Radical SR8. Let's go and see if we can make it great. Ooh, butt kickers turned on. So we're clutch and sequential shifter in this car, just because we like to make things difficult for ourselves. And that means I also have to... Whoa, the force feedback's insane. Hang on a minute, guys. Let me concentrate on that, because I won't be okay if we have to deal with that much force feedback. This car pretty much feels like a go-kart. It's so good. And Zolder actually just had an upgrade in iRacing. So not a full rescan. It had a upgrade of visuals. So there's quite a few bits and pieces going on that weren't there when I last drove the track, however long ago that was. It's been a while since I've been at Zolder. Some very dangerous chicanes in here. Nothing for the Radical SR8. Eats it for breakfast. It does look very beautiful though, all the trees. I'm really, really, really loving iRacing. Guys, I do have to thank you all though. Lots of you tuned in to watch the episode I had with Mr. Oldman Jumbo from Missed Apex Racing League yesterday. That somehow become our most popular video so far. Bearing in mind we've been on YouTube for 3 weeks. So, oh, that's a new building at Zolder. Wow. Where did you come from? Yeah, so that's fast become our most popular video. Really, really appreciate everyone who's tuned in and supported the channel so far, especially on Are You OK Day, but no, let me rephrase that, not especially on Are You OK Day. It's extra special for me on Are You OK Day because this channel is about raising awareness, raising funds, supporting families and children and adults and whoever affected by any condition. It doesn't really matter today, does it? Because we're here preaching about Leukodystrophy Australia, it doesn't mean that you don't know somebody affected by a different condition that's struggling just the same as we have been. So either way, I appreciate you guys tuning in and sharing in our story, and whether that translates to something in your life or whether it translates to something in your friendship group or something that's happening at work with a colleague or whatever. It's important to know that everyone around you is there to help support you. So thank you. Now, Zolder is the track we're running at. I think I mentioned that. I think it's in the title. I think you can tell I'm a little bit excited. We've got our first off track. Zolder is a track. I don't know the length. I could probably check. I'll check when we swap servers over. But last night we crossed the 1,000 lap mark. We are approaching 5,000 kilometers. We've crossed 1,000 laps. So given that we're a third of the way through the month, I think we're still on track to do maybe around 12,000 kilometers this month, I'd be thinking. And I'm going to assume probably around 3,000 laps. Don't have any goals attached to those laps. I just want to see what I can do. I'm only streaming for 2.5 hours a night and longer on weekends, so I'm assuming I could do way more than that laps wise. But I am ultra mindful that I have a family to manage, I have a job to manage, I have renovations in my home that I'm still trying to finish, and it's important to note that on Are You OK Day that you have to try and get that balance right. So just because I'm doing this for charity and something that's really close to my heart at the moment, it is very, very imperative that I get the balance right, because it is very easy to get yourself into a downward spiral when you've got so many things on your plate, so many things competing for your attention, and so many things, so many societal pressures these days as well. I don't buy into the pressure from society, but it's certainly there for a lot of people these days. So it's an interesting world we live in at the moment. It's always going to be an interesting world, always. But like you heard from Mr. Jumbo last night, you can always turn to sim racing. You can always turn to a sim racing league. You can turn to whatever league, whatever video game you like playing. Turn to it. Find some people that like playing it with you. Confide in those people. Switch off from the outside world and chill out. Now that doesn't have to be video games. It is video games because that's what we're playing, and that's the sole reason you're here watching me, because I'm playing a video game. It could be anything. I've been into real world motorsport. I was a competitive shooter before I did this. I've been into a few things, and you get to know people, you get to chat with them, and you never know where the direction of those interactions will take you and the people you meet along the way. So always remember that those sort of interactions, and this is just my opinion, those interactions are a two-way street. So if you're hoping to build on something with somebody you trust in for a support network, don't be afraid to make the first move and have the first chat about what's going on in your life. Nobody's gonna hate you for doing that. We all have our own little gremlins in the closet. Every single one of us, whether it be you forgot to do the dishes in the morning, or whether it be somebody passed away, or you got a poor health diagnosis. There's something going on in everybody's life. So don't take anyone for granted. Don't take yourself for granted. Be honest to yourself. Be honest to your mates, and have a good life. That's the motto we're trying to live by at Racing for James, and it seems to be working well at the moment. I mean, it always works well until it doesn't, let's be honest, doesn't it? So I do need to apologise. I mentioned a few streams ago that I would actually try and get the live chat onto the screen. Yeah, I haven't done that. So I will, I don't know how I will endeavour to see the live chat and just see if there's anyone out there asking questions or getting involved. I know a couple of the guys that I race with have been involved in previous streams. I will definitely, absolutely 100% be fixing that. I just need to understand how. I'm not great at computers. I mean, I understand them enough to make them work, but it's way out of my pay grade too. I even have to set the track map that you guys can see and the speedo at the bottom of the screen every single race, because I can't work out how to get them to stay on the screen. That's not ideal. So looking for tech help. If you feel like helping out somebody who's internetly challenged, I would very much appreciate that advice in fixing my first world problems. If you want to see me struggle through it, and you think it's hilarious that I can't do it, it's super simple, make some jokes at me in the comments. I will equally enjoy that as much as the assistance. I'll see the funny side, and then when I figure it out, I'll be like, hey, you know what? Those guys on the internet were right. Travi is silly. It was not a difficult task. Just going to check our horse speed back again. Got sore arms. I've been at Pilates 4 times this week. Basically a gym junkie now. Looking after myself. I hurt my back a couple of years ago, and I also crashed my pretend race car a few seconds ago. I hurt my back a couple of years ago, and it's a culmination of abusing it as a young man thinking you're invincible, and also basically abusing it as a young man thinking you're invincible. So I've learnt that lesson, and I'm not invincible, and I do have issues with my back. So I'm getting to a point now where I'm actually really starting to look after it, and I'm getting my Pilates routine increased. So keep an eye on your next I don't even know where I was going to go with that. I got distracted. I was going to say something stupid, but I couldn't remember what I was going to say. Keep an eye on... No, I'll think of it. Wait, it'll come back to me and then I'll say something stupid and you'll be like, oh yeah, well done Trav, you said something stupid. So what happened with my back injury, guys? What happened? Well, good opportunity to have a discussion about that because it's a very, very interesting part of my life. So I standard, very, very garden variety back injury. I herniated a disc in my lower spine. Apparently everyone does it if you sit around too much like me in my office job, and if you do too much heavy lifting like me doing my renos at home. Very, very common injury. So why am I talking about it? Well, it's a very, very interesting part of my life and a very interesting part of the whole Are You OK Day discussion. So one of the things that I actually have always prided myself on, I think that's the right word, is just the balance of life that I've got with my career and my ability to look after James with his additional needs, and little Mitchell with his sport needs and all that fun stuff in life. But what happened when I actually hurt my back was my wife was working shift work at the time, and we had to get some support workers in because obviously I had a back injury. I couldn't help look after James. So on the nights my wife was working away, I was sitting on the couch watching other people looking after my son, and it was a very, very interesting realization in my life. We've always known as parents that we are going to need some additional support for James. We're only going to get older apparently. There's no cure for getting old at this stage. So we always knew that was going to happen. But actually having spent the time with the carers for that first time, 2 years ago now, it was a very, very awakening experience where, like we drop James off at school all the time, and we trust in the healthcare system that provides for him in that respect. But getting to the point where we actually had carers come into our house and do the things that I couldn't do, it was quite a big reality check about what direction my life was headed in, and it shook me a little bit. It took me a few visits to actually learn to understand that this sort of stuff is perfectly normal. There's nothing wrong with having support workers, etc. And I'm just talking about that because it's one of the very, very big things in shaping how we grow up how I feel we grow up in our life with additional needs. And it didn't cause me any major concerns health-wise or anything like that. It was just something that took me back a little bit, and it really made me connect with the time that we do spend with our children. It really made me appreciate the time that I've got working from home to be around to support James and support our family, but it also made me realise that time is limited for every single one of us. So it was a really, really big wake-up call, and even to realise that there's a lot of people going through that support network that don't have the support like we do as well. So it was a pretty crazy change in our life. I did recover from that part of my injury quite well, and I have re-injured it again because, as I said, I didn't realise that I'm not a superhero still, and I re-inflamed my back injury a year ago, so I've been at it ever since. And the moral of the story from learning, like what I learned through when we very first had the support workers in the house, I learned that I really, really do have to look after myself. It was that, I guess, probably midlife crisis point. Everyone gets it. I didn't get a shiny new car. I did try. I got a shiny sim rig. I got lots of cars. So it's officially a midlife crisis. Even though I do convince myself that the triple screens are for James only. So I did effectively have a midlife crisis, and I've got lots of race cars. So sucked into everyone who only got themselves one Ferrari, I got Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Porsches, all of them. So. Anyway, I got off topic because that's what happens. You would have heard if you've watched me before. I'll talk about one thing for 5 minutes and then I get distracted by shiny things. But yeah, effectively it was that point a couple of years ago where I realised, much like you see everyone do as they get older, you've got to take some interest in looking after yourself. And I, don't get me wrong, I always looked after myself. However, I also enjoyed the lighter side of life, drinking, all that sort of stuff. Not in excess, but it just enjoyed myself. I didn't really think too much beyond the year that I was living in, for example. But it really sort of kick-started me to pay attention to a few things. We really worked out that we needed to finalise some work at home to give ourselves some stability and the ability to get away and be able to leave James here unattended with support workers as well. So it kick-started a few changes in the way we were managing our home life as well. And it really, again, coming back to the premise of the conversation being Are You OK Day, it was one of those things that I really had to process mentally. I had to go through the roller coaster of going, Trav, you've broken your body, you've now got somebody here looking after your children because you can't do it. And that sort of incident can happen in anyone's life at any particular time. Motor vehicle accidents, sudden illness happens all the time. Even our life with James, we didn't expect. You just don't know. So from when he was born, we basically had to adapt and make changes and start thinking about things beyond our time, etc. So it was a very, very, very big part of my life, that, and we will have a chat about a few more things as this stream goes on. But I thought that was a really, really seemingly small thing to create such a big impact in my life. And it's one of those things you don't realise. Like, I still went to work every day. I still did what I needed to do. Work obviously knew I impacted my back. They looked after me, offered that support. But dealing with the having carers in your house and having to rely on other people to do the things that you normally do yourself is a very, very humbling experience. Humbling, is that the right word? That's going to be the right word. It's not. If it's not the right word, I'm going to write to Oxford tomorrow and get them to change it in the dictionary. But we'll assume that's the right word. Humbling experience. It was. It was. So tonight we don't have anyone in chat. Jumbo said his bit, and you would have heard him chat about some of the things that have happened in his life in yesterday's chat as well. Very, very, very admirable person. I've met him a couple of times and I actually learned a couple of things about him last night as well. We are strangers on the internet that drive pretend race cars after all. We do socialise quite a lot, but we are also learning about each other because you don't know everything about everyone apparently. Imagine how boring life would be if you knew everything about everyone. Nah. Keep it anonymous, people. Keep it anonymous. Although you're learning all about me, aren't you? So, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, I guess. Now, also, I have to confess a serious mistake that I made today, guys. See, here's what it's. Alright, the shiny things happened. They happened. So, guys, I made a terrible mistake. What happened today? What happened? You're not going to believe this. What prompted me was I heard something in the background. So, I've been doing some work. I'm off work at the moment, just taking some leave to finish some things around the house. And I had to sort out what was for dinner. So we decided to have salad, chicken and salad wraps and salad bowls, etc. So it was my job to trundle to the supermarket to get salad, because the salad is non-existent in my fridge at the moment. And I lined up at the checkout and I exited the checkout. I sat in the car ready to come home from the supermarket, and I realised I'd made a fundamental mistake of going to the supermarket. And that mistake was I only bought salad. I didn't buy any lollies, any chocolate, nothing, guys, nothing. So, ask me if I'm okay, and I'm going to say no, because I didn't get snacks. I got healthy food, people. We were just talking about looking after yourself. I got healthy food, and I didn't get snacks. I like snacks. I'll have you know, I like snacks. And I think Mitchell's having ice cream in the background, and that's what prompted me. So hopefully he hasn't eaten all of the ice cream, because I could probably salvage some of that as a fill-in snack. maybe. But there, that was one of my off on a tangent stories. It happened today. I think I'm the first person in history to go to the supermarket, buy what you actually went there for, and didn't impulse buy anything. Maybe I'll be in the dictionary as the first. Oh, no, it'd probably be the Guinness World Records. I think we'll call that. I believe, and I think this will go down in history. The only person so far to have ever made that achievement. I know I don't think I've ever done it before. You always have to get a chocolate bar at the checkout, don't you? You have to. No? 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 Yes, you do. Don't pretend you don't. We did have salad and chicken, and it was amazing. I snuck all the good secret ingredients in the kids' wraps, and they realised that I'd sabotaged their wraps with good food, and they liked it, so that's a win. Happy children, and they are sad because they didn't get snacks either. Well, Mitchell got ice cream, so he's not sad. So we're at Zolder. Zolder 13 laps in. I will endeavour to see how long this track is. We're over 1,000 laps. It doesn't matter how long anything is anymore, does it? We just got to keep driving. Day 12, laps for Leuko. Leukodystrophy Australia. Amazing support network, guys. So I first touched base with Leukodystrophy Australia back in April or May, somewhere around there. One of the very first things we spoke about was how we were travelling. How is life going? How is everything going? Amazing. And those volunteers, organisation helping people living with difficult health diagnosis, volunteers, and being in a career where I often deal with people in difficult times, it is a very taxing job mentally to take on other people's problems and help guide them through that. So Leukodystrophy Australia is who we are here to support at Racing for James. We are raising awareness and we're raising funds for Leukodystrophy Australia. Hopefully I drive really far and we raise a bit of money for them to help. But the organisation is run solely by volunteers and they don't receive any government funding. So they rely on the generosity of donors to help support families like mine. They provide advocacy, they provide assistance, some financial assistance in circumstances when they are needed, because sometimes you just need to. And as I said, it is run solely by people like me and you, who donate our time to a cause to help families. So very amazing group of people. I think they've all got their own stories about how they become involved in Leukodystrophy Australia, and I can only go so far as to assume that they'd been touched personally by the condition, much like we have in recent months. So we have a lot to learn, and we are going to try and get some of the committee members on board to have a bit of a chat to us about Leukodystrophy Australia and about the condition itself. I haven't yet done an episode on leukodystrophy this month. I will endeavour to do so before the month's out. We've got 18 more live streams to do, so obviously I don't have things to talk about every single day, so we will find an opportunity, we'll find an event very soon to have an honest discussion about what's happening as far as we understand it with this condition. We are learning as well. We're learning, and it's a roller coaster, like everything in life, like everything. Honestly, no different to if you break your toe or you break your leg and you can't work for 6 months. You've got to process that change in your life. You've got to process it, you've got to deal with it, you've got to adapt, you've got to overcome. Some things are more serious than others. Obviously, it's a sliding scale of severity, but at the time you break your leg, that's literally the worst thing that's happening to you at that time. You're absolutely allowed to deal with that in the way you need to. Go through the emotional roller coaster and do what you need to do to plan how you're going to recover from that situation. One book I have read It is called The Reality Slap by Dr. Russ Harris, I think it is. Very, very good book about how to deal with the gap in reality when you have an expectation and that expectation doesn't turn out how you thought it was going to. And the simple explanation to that, we had our firstborn child, James, and as a father, you have your first boy. We didn't find out the gender; it was a complete surprise. You have all these aspirations, all these things you want to do, and then by the time he's one, we found out that he had cerebral palsy. So that was a fairly large reality gap for us. So we had to learn to process that, and we chose to soldier on with our lives and learn our way through that condition. And we're now doing all of that again with the diagnosis of leukodystrophy. So quite a significant event twice in our life. But I'm going to assume, much like the life of everyone on this particular planet, and if there is life on other planets, they will deal with other things that arise in their life as well. It's perfectly normal for things to go wrong. It's perfectly normal for you to get upset by them. And it's perfectly normal for a stranger to jump on the internet, drive a pretend race car and talk to you about it. That's the world we live in these days, guys. It's all actually normal these days. Really, really, really cool. Now, full disclosure, I am not a healthcare professional whatsoever. I have lived experience. That's my claim to my qualifications. I live this stuff day in, day out. I've completed some training and done a few bits and pieces here, and I do what I need to do. I think lived experience is something that really, really can set you in the right direction. There is a saying, I can't remember what it was, but something with adversity. There's always opportunity to learn from adversity, something like that. It sounded pretty good in my head, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And it's how you navigate that. There's no right or wrong way to navigate anything in life, and you don't have to be a superhero and come out the other side an absolute champion. Your goal is to deal with different circumstances in life the best you possibly can, and take the time you need to get through those circumstances. So I do encourage everyone. It is Are You OK Day. It might not be in the part of the world you're watching from, but if you're not okay, guys, find somebody and have a chat. Honestly, find somebody and have a chat. It's reassuring and refreshing to just chat with people. Everyone has things going on that you won't know about. Everybody does. Absolutely, you better believe it. Just chat. Just chat. If you don't have someone to chat to, join computer games, find people to chat with. It's hard. Absolutely, it's hard. It's hard. But if we normalise it, it won't be hard. And more people will be happy, in my opinion. I think so. Like I said, that's just my opinion, based on my experience. I'm not a health professional. I don't claim to be. I'll never pretend to be. I had thought about being, but I needed to separate my life at home from a career in that field. So I didn't study any health stuff. But like I said before, what I've lived through so far is lived experience, and it does help having that when you're chatting to people, when I'm chatting to support workers, when I'm chatting to Leukodystrophy Australia, when I'm chatting to my colleagues at work who've had a crappy day. It does help with that mutual understanding of their circumstances as well. So you never know, by having a chat with somebody when you're having a pretty crappy day, you might find somebody that can help you more than you think. And if you can't, maybe you could be the person that's going to help somebody more than they think. It's a really weird saying, isn't it? But pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. What's going to help me more than I think is actually finding a snack, because now I've talked about snacks, I want a snack. And I can get snacks. Oh, I just got word from my wife that she has to go to the supermarket. Do you know what? I bet you that's because I forgot something. I bet you it is. What did I forgot? No, So little Mitchell has a disco tomorrow, and he needs snacks for his disco. A little bit too young for beer. I guess that'd be frowned upon, and I don't encourage that. It was just a silly joke. So he'll just get lollies instead. Now, how long have we been driving at Zolder? 30 minutes. Oh, does that make it 7 o'clock? Does that make it 7 o'clock? It's 7 o'clock, guys. Time to go and jump in the league server. Let me finish this lap, though, because that'll be 20 laps, guys. Even number. Yes! Even number. I am one of those people, I can't do odd numbers on the car stereo. I did finish on an odd number last night in laps for Lucia, though. So for those of you who are about to correct me in chat, I did finish on an odd number. But the reason for that, and let me explain, hear me out. The reason for that was because I thought we were at 917 laps and I had to do 83 laps to get to 1,000 laps. We were at 986 laps, so it was redundant doing an odd number, but we did it. So there you go. Tonight we finished on an even one. Zolder is 4.01 kilometers. We have just driven 80 kilometers. There you go. 80 kilometers in half an hour. Normally it takes me an hour to drive 30 kilometers to work. So there you go. There you go. Maybe I should buy myself a Radical SR8 to do the commute to work tomorrow. Nope, not tomorrow, next week. I don't go to work tomorrow. I've still got another day off. So 20 laps, 4 kilometers. We'll add that to the tally as I register for the league race tonight and have a sip of water. Ooh. So you'll be pleased to know that I am getting snacks. I had to break the silence of me calculating the numbers in the bottom corner of the screen. I am getting snacks, and it wasn't my doing. We've actually run out of milk, and the young offspring behind me there likes milk at the moment. So he would be pretty devastated if he didn't have milk in the morning. Here he comes. He knows we're talking about him too. I'm going to get James in the stream, guys. I'll get him in to say hello. Snacks. Yeah. I get the choice of snacks because now she's going to the shop and she knows that I didn't get snacks. So she's like, ooh, I don't want to disappoint Travi. Let's get him the snacks that he wants. I'm getting surprise snacks, guys. Wait for it. You'll have to wait about 15 minutes or so. But we're getting surprise snacks. And James is getting snacks too. Look at he knows he's getting snacks. He's like do you know when you get those puppy dogs that are super excited when they're getting a schmacko? That's me and James at the moment. James and I. That's James and I. Excited little puppy dog with snacks on its way. There he is. He's got his licky tongue out as well and panting. Oh, what a day. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. We've had a couple of good streams. We're waiting to load into the league race. There's snacks on its way. James is happy. Mitch is happy. Everyone's happy. Mostly everyone. Maybe you're not happy. Maybe you're not. If you're not happy, that's okay as well. It's okay to be not happy. Whew, I'm getting a workout from this this steering wheel. So excited. Yeah. I've got my favorite race fan next to me here. My favorite race fan, yeah. Oh, no Gizzy, mate. I'm just dad. I'm just dad. The next worst thing. Are you doing your music? He's got his he's right into music at the moment. He had a session at I'm just going to adjust that camera a little bit. He had a session at a 40th on the weekend and rehashed his love for music and tunes. So he woke up on Sunday morning. The first thing he wanted was his tablet, um, and he found Spotify. You might be able to hear it in the background there. He loves flicking through Spotify and putting the tunes on to entertain the house. Very, very happy with that choice. Music is a great thing. It absolutely is. We sing along and dance in the car and all that sort of stuff. Carpool karaoke in my car, and it's hilarious. Sometimes the kids think it's fun. They're getting a bit old, but I still think it's hilarious. We aren't, however, we are absolutely not going to do league racing karaoke. I wonder if that could take off. I wonder if we could make that work. League racing karaoke. I don't know. I can hardly drive a race. Yeah, it's a pretty funny idea, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't know if you can hear James in the background there, but he, like you guys, think that's a pretty terrible idea. I really genuinely believe it's not the greatest idea. I can hardly talk to you guys while I'm driving and concentrating. Now, let's have a look what lap times these guys are doing. Let's take a sneak peek. Results. Nobody's done a lap yet. Oh, well, I know I was doing 1 minute 25s in practice there. So we're going to aim to do 1 minute 25s or better. Now, I'm feeling like I'm really close to this car, so I'm going to do some adjustable-jigging before we get back in there. We've already done 20 laps. Already done 20. Happy with that. Happy with that. And we need to go one click that way, I think. No, we need to go 0.05 that way. Just adjusting my seating position within the car. It does make a difference to where you hit the apexes, your turning points, and all of that fun stuff. I just feel like I'm sitting a little bit too close to the car for what I'd like. I am also going to jump in the Discord chat, guys. You won't be able to hear the lovely people at Missed Apex Racing League, but I will. So I'll have them on push to talk in a second. And I'll chat away with them like I normally do throughout the stream. Turn them down a little bit though, because they're pretty loud in my ear. Checking on, we've got an endurance race coming up. We have an endurance race coming up Saturday night. Saturday night. Tune in. Good afternoon, gentlemen. All right, we're in the Marl chat. We are in the Marl server. We are in the Radical SR8. We are going points racing. No pit line on here. Where's the pit line? Oh, got all the driving assist disabled, does he? Who's coming out of pits? Sven.
Car 5, just set the fastest lap. 24.934.
Oh, that's a bit faster than I was going. It's the jogger. Alright, that means we're going to have to burn some fuel, guys. I am going to turn the force speed back down a little bit more. My arms are killing me. So 24 was the time we got there. 24, 25. That's impressive. Joker is we changed his name, or Lord Volt changed his name to Is the Jogger, because the AI in iRacing couldn't say Joker, so his name is now Jogger, which is pretty funny. So we are chasing a 24, very, very impressive time. I'm also chasing an improvement to my rear vision mirror so I can see what's going on. To make sure we don't hit too many off tracks and get a drive-through penalty. Whoop, 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 that's not the line. Can I adjust brake bias in this? I can. I'm going to bring it back a little bit, whichever way that is. sneakily let Joker pass to follow him as well. I have had the pleasure of meeting Joker. Very, very, very nice bloke. Like everyone at Miles so far. Haven't had a bad experience. Very, very nice bloke. It was a real pleasure to meet a lot of these guys. It absolutely was. Glad I've got a tear off. So we're expecting a few people on board tonight in the series. I don't know how many. There's 10 at least. Wait for it to grip up.
Car 34, just at the fastest lap.
Old man Jumbo.
24.916.
Old man Jumbo. Did you guys hear that? That was Old man Jumbo, car 34. Now, just to be clear, because I said Zold is one of my favourite tracks, it doesn't mean I'm good at it. It just means I like it. That's my disclaimer. I've covered myself now for when I don't have a good performance and don't win. I don't very often. I've won a couple of league races. I don't very often win these league races because some of these guys are way better than me. Way better. That's cool. That's cool. What I do like is having a good close race though. So even if I'm out the front, I'd rather be there with 3 or 4 other people. Like we did at Monza the other week. You guys will not have seen Monza because it was before laps for Leuko. And I really wish I filmed that race because it was insane. That's going to be a 26. So I'm feeling like if I get through the track without making a mistake, I'll probably be... Yeah, so I think the trick to being fast is not making mistakes. The boys are just saying they reckon there's a 3 in there time-wise. I was doing 5, so... We'll try not to overdrive the Leukodystrophy Australia Radical SR8. We've got Jamlin right behind us. Jamlin's in P2. I'll let him pass in a minute. I just heard the roaring engine of an SR8 behind me. Not my engine, somebody else's. And I looked at the Delta, which is on my right hand side. I usually have it on the left hand side, but I've got it open so you can see what's going on. And saw Jamlin ride up our Ginger. That's going to cost us some time.
That was your fastest lap of the session. Left side. Clear.
Look at him go, he's nailed this car. On there with the 24.8. Joker in there with the 24.1 though. I'm going to race Jamlin here. Had some really good battles with him on track over the years at Missed Apex Racing League. On the Xbox, on the PC, you name it. We've been on track together for a while. I think I'm losing time through the chicane there by the look of it. Need to be more confident. Made up time on that one. Hey, lost time on that one. Oh, even James knows that crash hurt. There's a bonnet over there. Yeah, that's alright. It was a pretend crash, Jamesy. We're okay.
Looks like your car is towed.
Yeah.
You'll need a tow back to pit lane.
I need to
Press
tow
and
back to
hold
the
the
pits.
reset button and we'll come and get you.
Jet was well and not Jet. Jeff was well and truly. I said Jet because I saw his name at the top of the leaderboard there. Jeff was well and truly on the money with that one. I'm going to come out in front of Jamlin again and see if he can chase me down. That was a decent crash, guys. I haven't had a crash like that for you guys yet, so pretty cool to crash like that in a video game. Happened so quickly. I'm not sure that would be instant death like it was in real life, but you never know. So we are going to have a very busy night tonight. I think it's safe to say that given how close the rivals are on track, it's going to be a hotly contested Zolder. And I really like that. I hope we can get to the point. We are getting there where the driver ability across the league is very consistent now. Hopefully we can have really close pack racing. I love it. I've had a few in the GT4. I've had a few in different categories, and it's so good. And it's such a workout. Spending a couple of hours in the sim rig can be hard work. Obviously, if you're driving on your own, it's clear open track and you've got the time to make decisions. But when you've got another car a tenth of a second in front of you that you're trying not to crash into the back of while you're fending off the car that's a tenth of a second behind you, it's pretty cool. I think James tends to agree there by the sound of it. Oh, he did too. 24.064.
Car 34, just at the fastest lap. 24.064.
What I'll do is I'll save my 23 until the qualifying. I've done that before. I don't. I just generally get to the rhythm of it by qualifying. How long have we got left in the session? 12 minutes. Feeling a bit better with the brakes a little bit further back. Had it fair way forward at 54. So the brake bias is obviously the pressure, how much goes to the front compared to the rear of the car. 54% of the bias is towards the front in the previous setup. I've dropped it down a couple of clicks, so I'm at 53.
Just at the fastest lap of the session.
We really have to remember to drive this car, not overdrive it.
Slow car ahead. Car stopped ahead. Go right.
Alright, we're on a good lap. See if we can do what everyone else is doing and mess it up in the last chicane. It's going to be a 24.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
So now we need to shave 0.6 off. Be the first one to get into those 23s. It's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. We're all competing for it. We're all race car drivers in our own respective living rooms. Now I've got a... So there you go. It's taken me 27 laps to come to grips with the car. It does take me a little while. I'm not great at jumping from car to car. Clear my visor so I can see what's going on. Oh,
New fast flat for you.
and that big building. Wow, sorry guys, I've been a little bit quiet, concentrating on chasing down this lap record. I always said racing for James was not going to be about winning races, but the Radical is so much fun. This car is awesome. It really is, and the league is fun as well. I'm normally in the league chat on a race night, and the conversation is actually really quite good tonight. It's chatting about the upgrades that have happened to Zolder and just sort of helping each other out, learn what's changed. That cost me a 10th there. Oh, Mum's back with the snacks, Jamesy. Good news, guys. The snacks are here. We are chasing that elusive 23. That's it. We can use a bit of the inside curves. That's what we're trying to achieve there. I feel like this 2 25-minute races is going to be an absolute workout tonight. That coupled with the fact that I did have a very intense Pilates session tonight. Very, very intense.
Car ahead. Car stop on the left.
Oh, that's not going to get there either. Oh, there's a... With another 10 laps in, another 40 kilometers in practice. See if we can use the draft of Joker here. Chasing that elusive 23. Oh, okay, so I had the choice of snacks or a good lap, and I looked at the snacks, and then my lap went to...
You've got wheel damage.
Lap went to poo. Are you excited?
We've got damage on the back end.
We've got a
Your car has
meatball.
too much damage. We've got to fix it.
We do. We've got 5 minutes left. I can hear... I think James might have got his favourite snack. M&Ms. Did you get M&Ms? He got M&Ms. He got himself M&M's. 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 Very happy young chappy now. Got himself his favourite snack. Wow. Wow. No, it doesn't work in practice. Yeah, so that will mean it does work. I've also got the buttons map for reduce the pace car lap if you need it, Jumbo. So yeah, nice. I did mine. So I've got Y for yellow, up for one increase lap, D for down a lap, and B for black flags. So watch me mess that routine up when we're actually in the race. All right. So what we are chatting about here is we have. I'm just checking the chat. I hate seeing myself on the screen. We are running as an admin tonight as well. So just to really, really raise the stakes, I've got to entertain you guys on the internet. I've got to entertain me in the simulator. I've got to not crash into anybody in the league. And what am I? All right. I might just wait till I'm in the lead and I'll just call a yellow flag and just keep extending it. But like, well, guys, I don't know what happened. I don't know. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. So we end up back in pits. I've done another 10 laps. I've finished on a whole number again. I've got the happiest little James sitting right next to me here. Very, very happy chappy. Yeah, you got your M&Ms, buddy. M&Ms, and that makes it okay. That makes me okay. Looking how happy he is, makes me okay. He's been a gooberhead now, though. He's been a gooberhead. That's good. I encourage that. I may be the sole reason that he is like that. Maybe I'm not. It's good fun. It's good fun. Let's jump out of the car and we'll put some replay on for a minute or so while I just jump out and say hi to the boss lady. We. All right, I'll be back in a second, guys. I think I was I think you would have heard Jamesy. I thought I put myself on mute, but I didn't. So we were carrying on like goober heads. I think it's going to be quali time. How do I get out of this? No, it's not quali. Now it'll be quali. We nailed it. We nailed it. Alrighty. Alrighty. Results. Here we go, guys. We're going to put in 2 quali laps. We'll see what happens. I'll let you listen to the sounds of the car, and we'll see what this thing does. While I eat some licorice, I got a snack. Chocolate-coated licorice. Turn the relative off, and I'll go on mute, and I'll just let you listen to the car.
Green flag. Okay, here comes your first time lap.
One lap to go, and then we'll have a look at the result. We might just we might just do with that lap. I think we'll just do that lap. I reckon that's probably enough. I pushed too hard. The tires weren't warm enough, and I just cooked it basically. And that's okay. There's no point in going out because I start after the start and finish line. So if I go out, I will be a checkered flag anyway. So we can hit the ready to race button. Let's have a look at the results. 24.4, the fastest time by Brody. I'm currently in P3 with a 25.600. There you go. The pressure was on to get a 23, and I just overdrove the car. I knew the tyres were cold on lap 1, I pushed anyway. I don't know why. I did. I knew. I just wanted to see what I could get away with. And then I really overdrove it going into turn 1 on that second lap and come out into the gravel. So is what it is. We are able to watch qualifying here. We'll watch it live. There's nobody qualifying now. There we go. Who we got? Car 5. Here's Jet finishing up. There's Sven. Sven running his signature black livery. Oh, no, that's Dark Lord. Sorry, my apologies. It's Dark Lord. Car 78. So we're going in the heat of battle in just on 3 minutes. I'll be back in a second again, guys. I've just got to duck out and get a couple of things done. All right, we're back. I got myself. I had some chocolate coated licorice, and then I realized I'm still really hungry, so I had a sandwich. There's the safety car. The most exciting car on track is currently the safety car. How good? The most exciting track. That's what we're watching. Most exciting, and we're watching the safety car. Wow. Let's get onto the grid. We are going racing, guys. So I am currently 3rd in the championship. I am currently starting from 5th on the grid, so right smack bang in the middle of the grid.
1 lap to green. Line up on
Going to
the estimated strength of field is
regret my decision doing some work on the house today.
Right now. We expect to be fighting for the podium.
Driver side. Let's get a bit more vision on that side.
Everyone's gridded.
Let's turn off tyres. Full formation lap. Somebody's gone. Alrighty, it's time to go racing. So we're right smack bang in the middle of it all. Smack bang. So it's Are You OK Day. It's Leukodystrophy Awareness Month. It's everything month. It's September. It's springtime in Australia. Lots of reasons to get outside and enjoy life at the moment. There's my skid marks going off into the wall. So we've got Spen right in front of us. We've got Jakey mate on the side, Jogger in front of us, and Brody. So two new guys, Jakey and Brody, are new guys to the league, dominating very fast, very fast. That's good, stiff competition. All I need to do is just drive clean. And we got behind us. We got Punt directly behind. No, who we got behind us? Old man Jumbo directly behind us. So Spen, myself, and Jumbo. Oh dear. So we had a chat. We had a bit of a chat about the. I've got to turn that volume down. That's what's going on in my ears. It's really loud. So we did have a bit of a chat about what happened with. With my back injury and going through the motions of dealing with getting carers and that sort of stuff in the house. So it is Are You OK Day? And like I said, a part of this journey is sharing a bit of our story. So I want to obviously share a little bit. I'm not going to go into heaps of detail because it's going to be a very busy race here. But part of the huge part in my life recently this year, I have, and I always sound like a raging alcoholic when I say this, but I have given up drinking at the moment. So I made a decision back in December, and I haven't had a drink since December. I didn't drink a lot anymore. Yeah, trading paints might be playing up, but yeah, I did have the Barbie car, and I've got my Leukodystrophy livery on now. So, sweet.
Paid car is off.
Whoop, checking up. Here we go. Lights are green.
Green flag.
To remember how to drive now. Had 2 minutes out of the car. Remember there's other people around us that might be battling for position.
Clear.
Not going to send it. We are
Left side, right side. Clear.
on cold tyres. That was very close. That's going to make a good YouTube short.
Still there. Clear. Right side. Clear. Go right.
Oh no.
Behind. The car behind has gone off. The yellow flag is out. They want you in single file. Pit road.
Alright, I had to remember that I was a
100. 78.
I had to remember that I was an admin there and I could call a yellow flag. Alright, so that was absolute carnage, guys and girls. Did you see the reaction time there? I was like a ninja, basically. I'm basically a ninja. Like, basically. Yeah? Even James is impressed. He's sitting right next to me as if he's in the passenger seat of this car.
Catcher, 178. Car.
Yeah. That's that was busy. So I'm hoping it's not going to be like that for the next 25 minutes. We've got to catch the safety cars coming out of pits, guys. Just hold up.
Catch the pace car. Let the pace car
Yeah, he's coming out of exit now. Here he comes. We just got to let the safety car pass. The Porsche, here he is. Don't crash into the back of Spen. Oh, hang on. If you beat back, buddy, you'll be able to see a bit better.
Catch up, 178.
There we go. Alrighty, so yeah, so we were just saying before we got so rudely interrupted by the caution, I'm going to just turn down the mail chat a little bit. Yeah, we're saying so. Effectively, we have sort of dealt with the difficulty of getting a diagnosis for James prior to this year, and I had sort of dealt with that as a younger person and had no major issues. And then this year, after receiving his diagnosis of leukodystrophy, it actually hit me pretty hard. I think the combination of doing a lot of work at home and a lot of things going on in life as well, I actually ended up sort of taking some time off work and seeking some extra support from professionals. It's a part of my life that I never was afraid of, never shied away from doing it, and it was something that I realised that I needed to take the time to actually comprehend and process what was really happening in my life. It's a thing that can creep up on you, and there's certainly for me no elements of depression or anything along those lines. It was a conscious choice to go and have a chat with professionals to make sure that I could manage my own emotions to help manage the family emotions and support them the way I should do as a parent as well. And much like I said in the first part of our conversation, speaking with professionals and that sort of stuff is super helpful, because you get a completely independent view on your situation. And although all of those care routines and processes and therapies are very, very similar, but they're all very, very unique as well, because obviously everyone's situation is slightly different. However, having gone into those sessions, having read and understood the Reality Slap book that I mentioned earlier, so I had a read of that, and I knew a lot of the things I had to do to deal with this diagnosis and deal with processing and understanding this diagnosis was purely a mindset thing. So I actually really went and sought professional help, because I actually had some time off work. I ended up taking 2 months off. I had a really open and honest chat with my boss, and they've always been very, very aware of my circumstances at home, and I've never ever made a secret of it. Never. I think being honest with people like your employer about what's happening at home, it helps strengthen that relationship and that mutual trust. Because my life sometimes means I have to disappear at the drop of a hat, and as an employee, that's almost impossible sometimes. Because for me, I hate, even though I know I've got the support, I hate phoning in and going, hey, I need to have the afternoon off because this has happened or this has happened. So it's something that I really, really encourage people to do. And again, there's no shame in having a chat with your boss about what's going on in your life. Like, you don't need to tell them everything. But for me, it really helped process everything, and it helped reassure me that I could take the time I need to deal with things and get my home life back in check before really committing to employment. And the problem with employment is that if you don't call out your difficulties early on, it can it can impact your work, and people will notice that. People do know when things aren't quite right. I've been in a managing position at work here and there, and you know, because performance drops, everything changes. So it is it's important, and it's something that helped me get through the last 6 or 8 months. Much like doing this Laps for Leuko project is, it's incredibly tough to decide to put yourself out there on the internet and share your family's personal story. However, Racing for James was always built with that in mind. Absolutely always built with that in mind. So I shared our story long ago, and our journey now is even different again, and it's even more complicated, and it's absolutely more important to share how these things unfold, because whether it be chatting with my employer about what's going on. He might have another employee later in the year, or next year, or the year after, or 10 years down the track, and it will help them become better at dealing with their managing skills. It'll help companies get better at dealing with unique families. We're a unique family. We're not alone. There's plenty of families in our position. However, everyone is individual in the way they get through these things. Like I said, it's all very, very similar, but it's all very, very individual. And having those conversations with the people around you and building that support network is, in my opinion, absolutely incredible, because those people I spend a lot of time with. I spend more of my day at home, at work, with my employees and my bosses than I do with my kids during a day. I spend 8 hours at work. I mean, but they're asleep after work, after school, etc. Oh, not after school. They don't come home from school and just go straight to bed. But you know what I mean. It's somewhere you spend a lot of time, so you build that rapport. And much like chatting with Jumbo last night about league racing. 2 seconds. Much like chatting with Jumbo yesterday, league racing is an outlet for a lot of us that don't necessarily have the means to get out and socialise like we used to. We've got a good friendship group. Don't get me wrong, I'm never ever going to pretend that I don't have people outside of sim racing or outside of work. However, the ability to get out all the time when you've got a child with additional needs is hard, because we've got so much equipment, we've got so many requirements that basically it's so hard to get places. So we try not to make excuses out of it, and we never will. But it's important to remember that having those people around and them understanding about what's going on in your life, why you can't make it to every birthday party, why you can't make it to all these things, it just helps everyone. And the fundamental thing is communication. Just chat with people. Who cares? We get one go at the planet. I feel there's no point in bottling everything up and hiding away. And if your friendship group don't like it, maybe they're not the people for you. That's, again, just my philosophy. As we get started again, almost run into the back of Brody at the start there.
Right side. Clear.
Try not to overdrive it again. Basically just need to stick with these guys at the front. Dark Lord is an incredibly good driver right behind us as well. As Sven pinches a wheel in front of us. And as long as you hit that curve square, you're all good. Whoop.
The next car's the leader, right side.
Alright, Joe, Brody would have got a slow down there, I think. So now the pressure's on to really roll on the throttle and drive the car through the next however many minutes are left. Sven is generally more consistent than I. Brody behind us is the new guy, so he will pass. He's very fast.
Just set your fastest lap of the session. Nice and smooth, you're running second. The car in C1 just set the fastest lap. 26.77.
So yeah, as I said, it's now that we've settled into this rhythm, is that it's a crazy part of my life. I have seen mental health issues. I've been around that. Nobody's immune from that sort of stuff, and like I said, the decision for me to go and get that extra help was huge in shaping how I am now 6 months later. I'm well aware that as we go through life, and as anyone goes through life with change, that things will eventuate, things will go up and down. Life is a roller coaster, but having the ability and the facilities around these days to actually chat with with people and help set you up for that. I mean, ultimately, we go to the dentist, we go get our hair cut, we go to the gym, we do all that stuff, but we don't generally go and see health professionals or mental health professionals to just make sure that we're set up for those sort of eventualities in life. It's pretty crazy, and I really look at that like an important thing, and I can understand why a lot of people don't have the opportunity to do that either, because it's super expensive to go to those appointments. And I don't know what it's like in other countries around the world, but in Australia it's not a cheap exercise. So it might be out of reach for a lot of families, which is why that helps self-perpetuate the mental health crisis that we have in the world at the moment, I guess. So I think with all these days, like I said, these awareness months in September and Are You OK Day, it might be time for the government to step in and make healthcare more affordable, mental health care more affordable. Who knows? And like I said, I'm certainly an advocate for it, and I didn't get to a position where I had major issues and had to get emergency help. I chose to go down that to ensure that I was set up for whatever would happen.
Right side. Clear.
Give him some racing room. And yeah, it's one thing that really opened my eyes up. First of all, to the cost of it. The sheer cost of it is crazy, but going through the process and allowing yourself to be a little bit vulnerable, trusting in somebody. And I do urge you, if you do go and have a chat with somebody for whatever reason, if it might be the same reason as me, you've been to the dentist, you've got your hair done, your skin's all good, your nails are good, but you just want to go clear your mind, be honest. I could just about imagine that those health professionals have seen and heard absolutely everything. They're not going to judge you. It doesn't matter to them. You're paying a bill anyway. They don't care. They're there to do their job and help get you better. But they've seen and heard it all before. Much like paramedics, much like police, they've seen a lot of things, so they're not worried by what you're going to say, and nothing. I'd be pleasantly surprised if you were the one customer that walked through and shocked them. Surely somebody will. Statistically, it's going to happen. But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And it sounds pretty blasé. It really does. But I've taken that mindset to mental health and the way I approach it. Of course, it absolutely matters. But having a chat to people and feeling embarrassed by it shouldn't matter. And you don't feel embarrassed. You don't need to. I did it. I'm in the corporate world. I have a pretty stressful job. I put myself on the internet. I do what I can. I get out and socialise. I feel like I've got a pretty good life. I'm pretty lucky. But I needed that support and somebody to talk to that wasn't my family, wasn't my friendship group, wasn't my employer. Somebody completely independent to make sure that things were doing what they needed to in my head and in my life, to make sure that I could do what I need to do.
24.079.
These guys in front are just that little bit more consistent than me. And that's I don't know if it's me chatting on YouTube, but they're a little bit more consistent. I'm trying to recall aspects of my life and talk about some pretty difficult topics, but I've seen YouTubers and they can make it look easy, so surely I can as well, hey? Sven locks up the brakes, look at the control. So I just found myself overdriving a little bit to try and catch them. Oh, here we go with the defensive moves. This will be a good battle to watch. Two very talented drivers. Brody has certainly showed his pace and his ability. There we go. So Sven just hit the bump on the inside there and slowed it down enough for me to catch up.
New fast flat for you.
So invested in watching what's going on the road up in front of me. Got J 3 seconds back, so a little Travie style slip up will certainly cost me that position or more. now settled in and feeling comfortable again. Don't have to worry about yellow flags. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff now. It's only for lap 1, that service. Just to give guys that get involved in unfortunate incidents a chance to recover and help themselves. So. We are here as a league to try and help encourage people to have fun, and at the end of the day, not one of us are going to care if we have to spend the first 3 laps of race under a safety car to
Go right.
to make sure that people can catch back up and enjoy the race as well.
Left side.
So now we're in the battle.
Still there. 20 laps to go. Stay on the right. You're in first. Still there. Hold your line. Clear on the left.
Here he comes, done the over and under.
Right side.
Very smart.
Still there. Clear.
No point in battling in there. We go into a straight and he goes into a chicane. Got to give respect. Take the defensive line though. More than allowed to do that. Sven's back on us though, that didn't take long. Oh, I got a good run out there as I did on Sven. That's all it takes though. It was pretty amazing. Sven did that bit of a spin there and managed to hold on to it. And then rain in that 1.5 seconds as well that we pulled out of him. So I think that was through the first sector where both Brody and I were compromised by battling a little bit. But Brody's gone. He's well out of the draft, or pulling out of the draft now.
The next car's the leader. The car in P6 just set the fastest lap. 24.007. 5 minutes to go.
Oh, tiny mistake. Oh no!
Go right.
Bad luck, buddy. Bad luck, man. So we are holding off Sven now. With 5 minutes to go. 4 minutes to go. Whee. Oh no, Sven's gone. Alright, let's run away. Let's run away. Poor fellas, that's never good fun.
You're pulling away from the car behind. The gap is 2.1 seconds.
Bad luck, fellas. But you have to run away. It's still a race at the end of the day. As much as I love racing with them,
Set the fastest lap. You're in first.
I did what I did what I needed to do. I held off and stayed. Yeah, you're as surprised as me. Oh no, I'm surprised. Don't worry. There you go. So I did set a 23 as well. Got to be mindful that Sven's behind me though, and although he's made a couple of mistakes, he will rein that time in. He will rein it in. So I'm holding on to the win at the moment. I was saying I don't win league races very often, but here you go, this Zolder, and I did say in my thumbnail it was going to be radical, and it's Are You Okay Day, and I'm feeling pretty bloody good, guys. Feeling pretty good. Does that miss a gear? Yeah, feeling really good. I've spent the last couple of days out in my garden. in the sunshine, enjoying life, having a chat with my neighbour, doing some work on his and my yard, and it's been great. Like this week, I do the school pick up and drop off anyway, so it's no different in that respect. But I think it might just be the fact of being outside, enjoying the actual sun, rather than in my office worrying about work. So maybe it's time to retire. I've got no no desire to retire at this stage. I've got a few years in the workforce ahead of me yet, but I could, like everyone, get used to this. So maybe a lotto win or something might be on the cards. But no, it's good. It is good, and I've allowed myself that decompression time. Normally, a week is not enough to switch off from work, and I still check my emails. I still check that sort of stuff because my job sort of, within reason, does require that to happen. Because if I get back next week after a week off and I haven't, it just gets messy. And even if you're away for a month, I find it better to just keep an eye on what's going on. So I've been doing that, but I haven't let it control my life. And I don't generally let it control my life in my holidays. I'm very, very good at switching off the whole I'm at work, I'm in my own time thing. But it's just good to see what's going on, make sure that there's no hidden gremlins that are going to catch you by surprise when you get back. So had that sort of in the back of my head and just keeping an eye on it, but it's not, it's good. It's good. I got a bit of a tan. I've forgot to put sunscreen on the first day, so I got told off by the boss lady wife. She said you got a bit of sunburn today, so I have been wearing a hat and a long sleeve shirt every day since. I'll have you know. But it's vitamin D.
23.113.
Wowzers! Brody just did 23.1. That was very impressive. Very, very impressive. We've got Sven 4/10 back. Now, do we need it? We don't need to hold the defensive line. He's a bit too far back. We will hold it just in case. Compromise our exit. No. They gave us the breathing room, so he's 6/10 back now. He won't send it from here. I know he won't. He's a very respectful guy. I haven't met Sven yet, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be a top bloke as well. Very, very sure. He's a brilliant driver. Very, very good. I've spent a couple of Enduros with him as well. And we'll chalk that up to our first win in this series. I got lucky there, boys. Thank you, though. That's very kind of you. This... Very, very good. So we got the win, guys. That's a win, the first win. Now, that was brilliant. There's Old Man Jumbo with the Racing for James livery on there. Brody in the front there. Sven behind the caravan. We got Jamlin, another top bloke. Jet, plenty of time in the world for that guy as well. He's we've met, and yeah, some bloody good guys in this league, guys and girls, and anyone who's tuned in for this, wherever you are around the world. So we had our first win in Laps for Leuko, our very first Laps for Leuko win. It's a win. It's a win. I'm happy. I don't very often win. I'm never going to proclaim to be a guy that desires winning lots of races. We're back in 2 minutes, guys. I've just got to go do some child maintenance, and we've got a 15 minutes. So I'll jump out and they'll get some laps in this warm-up session done as well. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Alrighty, I'm back. I'm back. Fresh from a win. That means I start P5 for race 2, guys. It is, sorry, I have to keep jumping out. It's a busy night. The wife got home from work late. It's her normal late night for, sorry, not her normal late night for work. And I just had things to organise, so I do apologise, guys. But we are here in between life. I am squeezing this in between life. Yeah. Yeah. So it's what was I just saying? Yeah. So it's been a bit of a show today. Had to get a few things sorted and yeah, keep up to date with everything, guys. So happy, happy, happy. We now need to jump in and do some warm up. We've got 12 or 11 and a half minutes left. We'll get a couple of laps in. All right. Let's go do some warm up. Got to squeeze a few more laps in for Leukodystrophy Australia. Tomorrow we aim to get back into our GT4 Aston Martin. I think we're going to tackle a rain race. I think it's wet this season. So we're going to give that a go and show you what it's like to drive on a wet track. We are also going to try and do a couple of laps in the LMP2 ahead of our 6-hour endurance on Saturday night. Now, I will be streaming the whole 6-hour endurance with the consent of the guys I'm racing with. They'll be in and out of chat every so often. That's the plan. And what I'm hoping is that you guys will get a bit of a sense of what it's like to compete in an endurance race, the banter, the spotting, the assistance while you're on track, etc. So I might even just stream while I'm in the car with them chatting to me. But we'll figure that out before Saturday night, effectively, because if it's Sunday night and I haven't figured it out, then you've already missed the race. So, but yeah, as I said, we've got that to look forward to. So tomorrow night we'll spend probably 2.5 hours in the rig again. No, little Mitchell will be alright. So we'll probably try and start at around 6:30 PM, I think. We'll see how we go with that. But I'll try and start at 6:30 PM and run through till 9 o'clock. Then on Saturday we tune in at 4. It'll be about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll log on about half an hour before the race and get started. Like I've said before, I'll jump in and do a bit of a practice session before the event to put some laps in. And then, yeah, the race will be going for 6 hours. I think there'll be a 30-minute practice session, or it might even be an hour practice session ahead of the race. Either way, it'll be a good 6-hour stream because the race goes for 6 hours. So that will see us through until around about 11 PM my time. And then I've got to get up on Sunday and go to football presentations and finish off tidying up the garden before I go back to work on Monday. So a huge weekend. That's not going to interrupt us doing laps for Leuko, and Laps for Leuko is here to raise funds for charity if we can. So our cause is, and the donation link is in the link below to Leukodystrophy Australia. You can make a tax-deductible donation if you're in Australia. You can make a donation from around the world as well. And those donations go to leuko.org.au/support-us/donate now. Those donations do go to support families such as ours. We don't receive any direct benefits from the donations. We are not beneficiaries of any of the donations. We are here purely as a form to support the charity. And see if we can help get them the funds they desperately need to help provide support for families. We are aligned with Leukodystrophy Australia. We absolutely are. We are members because of the diagnosis our son received earlier in the year. So we will seek consult with them for advocacy and support as we go through the process. However, we don't receive anything directly from the donations you guys generously make to the organisation. So I want to thank you, and from the people that have already donated, that is going to help support families. And I do personally know how much it means to a family to have that support and those organisations in place to be there when you need. The team at Leukodystrophy Australia are there to answer the phone pretty much whenever I need. Obviously within reason. They still have lives and they are volunteers. However, they are there and they will always call back because that's the dependency. That's the trust you build in the network. So it's nice and reassuring to know that that's there, and we are very lucky to have these organisations in our corner to help support us, especially because they're run by volunteers, and especially given the mental health pressures they have to deal with day in day out with their own families, their own lives, and they take on some of our problems as well. So it's very commendable what these people do, and are really lots of us would be lost without without that support. We had a spin, we didn't hit anything. That's a bonus. It's always nice not to crash. Got my visor dirty though. So these are an open face helmet and it does simulate getting a dirty visor, which is amazing. Alright, so I think this race we have a reverse grid. So I think I will now be starting P5. Back where I started race 1. So that'll be pretty interesting. So the faster guys will start in front of me because they finished behind me. So I have to drive through the carnage, believe in myself, and achieve greatness with a double race win. I'm happy with just one, guys. I'm probably going to go to bed now and just go, you know what? That's it. Tools down. I'm out of here. We've had a win in Laps for Leuko. I would like to get a win in an official race. Do I care if I don't? No. Would it be awesome? Absolutely. Maybe this Saturday in the 6 hour. Haven't had a special event win in my career yet. A 24 hour would be an awesome race to win. That would be something pretty special, I think. I really genuinely believe that'd be something fun to win. A full 24 hour event. Sitting playing a video game with your mates for 24 hours is awesome. Awesome fun. I did
Car 5, just set the fastest lap, 24.52.
I did the Le Mans 24 hour. I was in the race, then I was out of the race, and then I was back in the race after we'd actually registered for it. So I had no choice but to drive, and ended up just staying up 24 hours just with about 2 or 3 hours notice. I normally go to bed at 10 or 11 o'clock. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so 5 hours notice. Well done, Trev. I'm good at maths. 5 hours notice, I decided I was going to stay up all night and support the team, and it was so much fun. Obviously, it's not the best way to do an endurance race, but we did it. Tick that off the bucket list. Driven enduros all around the world, guys. Haven't left my lounge room. I love it.
Just set the fastest lap, 24.505.
There's punt up front. One of my other jobs this weekend will be to install my fan back onto my sim rig. It will absolutely be one of my jobs. Somewhere where I can actually reach it to turn it on in a reasonable time frame. So if I forget to turn it on, I can just go bam, fan is on. That will be happening, 100%. 100% happening. I should invest in a wind sim, really, shouldn't I? That's what I should invest in and just integrate it into the rig, but do I need it? Nope. Do I need triple screens? Nope. Do I need to sim race? Yeah, absolutely. Should you sim race? Absolutely. It's good fun. Brilliant fun sim racing is. 2 minutes to go. So we're not going to get a whole heap of laps in tonight for the course, but we are driving. We are on YouTube keeping our promise. I do need to work out how. I've got a presentation evening coming up in a week or so's time, a week and a half's time. So I do have to strategize about how I'm going to do a live stream on that day, because we'll be out for the vast majority of the evening. So my thoughts are, because I am committing to this project, I'm thinking I'm going to get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and do an hour and a half stream before I start work for the day. That's my thoughts on that day. It'll be a work day. It'll be a big day, but maybe even better. Maybe I should stream from.
Just set your fastest lap of the session.
Maybe I should stream from, say, 11 PM the night before till 1 AM that day, and then count an hour each way for the stream. No, that would count because it's every day. However, I will be doing it as a separate stream because I'll need some rest. So I think it'll be on a Tuesday night. So I think I'll have to, I think I'll have to get up at, say, 4:30 in the morning, be on the sim by 5. Oh, I could even, to be fair, I could even drive from, say, I could even drive from, say, 6 PM till 7:30. Yeah, I could do that. So we'll get an hour and a half streaming. So don't panic, guys. Don't panic. You're not going to miss me. It'll just mean that you can't watch me in the evening. You'll have to watch a replay. And I don't know what I'll talk about at 6 o'clock in the morning if I haven't had a sufficient amount of caffeine. We're not going to finish this lap. The checkered flag just come up. Can we finish it? Please, 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 please. Are we going? No, not quite. So 7 laps. Wow. It's so busy doing a clutch and an accelerator and a brake and gears. It's busy. It's busy. It's busy. All right. Alrighty, it's 30 seconds till grid time. We're just chatting to Lord Volt. He's not here tonight.
1 lap to green.
He's out enjoying his life. We're enjoying our life too. Don't take that incorrectly. So as promised, we are starting P5 again, guys. Surprise! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have Sven in front of us, and Joker, and Brody, and Jumbo. All of the fast. Not that anyone behind me is not fast, guys. Please, please, please don't be disillusioned by that. But all the guys I spent chasing and battling with just there are all in front of us here. So it's whoop! Don't go backwards. Could you imagine that? If I just went backwards and crashed into who's behind me? 5-6 Dark Lord. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? It would ruin Dark Lord's evening. So we've got the inside line for T1, but that's not all that great when considering turn 2 and 3 we are on the outside line. So we need to make a move quick, although we'll have fairly warm, fairly cold tyres, and we've got Joker and Brody are very, very quick. Brody did a 23.1. My fastest was a 23.9, so he managed to get pretty much 0.8 of a second faster. Very, very impressive, and that's fine. That's fine. I do have them in my sights to chase them down. We'll see how it unfolds, hey? 25 minutes on 25 more minutes on Are You OK Day. it's been a good day. I hope it's been a good day for you guys as well. And if you are still tuning in, put a comment, throw something below about what you've been up to today. What's something that has been and made your day today? Did you win your first race on your Laps for Leuko social media challenge? Did you just have a good day? Did you have a really good cup of coffee? Did you have a really good piece of toast? It sounds stupid, but it's actually awesome to enjoy something so seemingly simple. So simple. Really cool trick to help you through a day is just focus on 5 really positive things that you did for yourself. So this sounds really crazy. It honestly is, but if you made yourself a good cup of coffee, if you made yourself a good breakfast, if you made yourself a healthy breakfast, if you treated yourself to a snack, celebrate that. Go 5 things I did for myself today. What did I do today? I pushed my limits today in Pilates. I took on the challenge to work a bit harder. I actually made myself a really good coffee today. I was stoked with that, and I didn't have to make my wife one, because I probably would have made her a terrible one because I got mine right. So I pushed myself with Pilates. I made myself a good coffee. I won a race. I went to the shops and I didn't buy snacks. I got snacks in the end, but that wasn't me who achieved it. And I got out and enjoyed the sunshine all day. 5 simple things that made my day magic. Here we go with race 2, 25 minutes.
Right side, clear on the right.
There goes that race. Told ya. That always happens. That always happens to me. So there you go. The cycle of life has repeated itself.
Slow car ahead. Car stopped ahead.
Oh yeah, it is. Yep.
Go right. The yellow flag is out. They want you in single
Nah,
file.
there's 2 there at the back.
Pit road is closed. Letter 600.
I found that as I come around the corner. Cool. So I gotta let Jet pass. There we go, boys. So that's going to put us back on the tail of the pack again. Currently Dark Lord's got no steer.
No damage. Car looks clean.
So we got a bit of a lucky dog there, guys. Yeah, I learned that lesson from the ovals, so that's alright. We've got time. Are you not pitting, Jet?
Letter 78.
Oh, is it?
You
Oh, you're missing a whole front end. Let's go. We're hoping to redeem ourselves after that little mishap. Pretty much everyone else in the field has done it, so I got lucky. There's a yellow flag to allow me to catch back up to the field. The boys in chat are just chatting about next Tuesday we've got an oval race in the Dallara IR18. Magic event in one of those cars. I've done exactly one successful oval race in the IR18. The first one, if you watch my YouTube shorts, you'll see why. So my first YouTube short that I uploaded on the channel, have a look at it. Very impressive effort. Yeah, and then I think the second or third YouTube short I've got, you will see what happened the second time I tried an oval race, but the race was much better than the first one. So the second one was just a bit of a comedy of error, and that was our man Jet in front of us that we had destruction from. It was pretty good fun.
690 carbide.
So we get a good look at the field here. We're pretty much at the back now.
Pit road is closed right now.
Really? Ah, you got it. Thanks, Jumbo. Oh, so we get a bit of a rest. We are, oh, excuse me, that's a bit rude. We are up against it here. Very much up against it here. That's okay.
20 minutes to go.
That's okay. Dark Lord and Jet both back behind us. Do you want me to shorten this by a lap now, Jumbo? No, it won't let me. I can't remember what the button is to bring the pace car in a lap early, so we'll have one more lap after this one. That's alright, it is what it is. Everyone's back on board. It's only another 2 minutes. We'll give us 16 minutes of race time. Hey little buddy! You going to bed? Coolio. Get a good night's sleep, man. Love you, mate. Got a big disco tomorrow night. I've got another stream tomorrow night, so we'll both be very busy on our respective fields. One being social, the other being social media. Ooh. Alright, so one to go, so we'll be going green in about 2 minutes time. However long it takes to get around. Hopefully 1 lap to green.
1 to go.
Thank
Next
you.
time by. Line up on the right side.
Alright, so we've got the preferred line. Alright, so we need to pass clean and not let those guys in front get away too much. We've got Joker directly in front of us here. Don't know why he ended up... Oh, he had a spin as well. I heard he had a bit of a moment. So we'll try and follow Joker through. He's going to be good. And then we've got Sven up there on the left. He's our next target. We need to run him down and not let him get away. Old man Jumbo up there on the left as well. As long as I get off the line without doing something silly, we'll be fine. The Intercontinental. Jamlin up the front there as well.
Catch up 5 cars.
He was doing very well in practice. Not to say he's not doing very well in the race either, but he was doing very well in practice. So he could present to be quite the challenge when we get to him come the race, if we get the chance to try and overtake. We just need to make clean, respectful passes. Okie dokie. Alright. Coming up to the last chicane before we go green again. We'll have about 15 minutes to go in this race. 15 minutes sprint basically. There will be no yellow flags from this point on.
Get ready,
We only do yellows on the first lap. I got lucky. It did kill 10 minutes of the race.
Post car is off, time to do your job.
Alright, here we go, guys.
Green flag, green flag. Left side, you're in the middle, 3 wide. Clear on the right, 2 wide, clear on the left. Car right, clear on the right. The car behind has gone on.
Alright, let's catch him. I think I took a bit of damage there. Alright, let's check.
No damage.
No damage, I just had understeer, so now I'm 3 seconds back from that pack. We'll see how we go. That's alright, got a bit messy through there. That's bound to happen. We are back up into something, A position. Hopefully we can drive clean and chase these guys down without any mistakes over this 15 minutes. So they are very experienced drivers up the front there, so our work is up against us. 3.5 seconds now. Can't take any risks. Can't overdrive the car. Once we get back into the draft, they're all pretty well separated by a tenth here, a tenth there. Alright, got that gremlin out of the way. I think that'll put us in 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Just set your fastest lap of the session. The car in P2, just set the fastest lap.
6.
26.547.
We are chasing. Remember not to overdrive. We've got 7 X's already. Jet's on our 6 as well. With a fresh car and the draft. Catching up to Dark Lord. Guys are battling in front, which helps. There goes Joker, unfortunately.
The car in P1, just set the fastest lap. 25.042. Just set your fastest lap of the session. Car on your left, clear, you're back in 5th.
How was that for a save, Jet? That helps us, Jet. Let's go get him. So I gained one, lost one there, but we didn't crash the car. That was pretty intense. I think it was slightly overdriving it. Feel like I'm pinching the brakes a little bit. Just braking a little bit harder than whereas it was in the first race, just to try and gain a tenth here or a tenth there. So that does put us back into 6th.
One, just at the fastest lap, 24.629.
That's better. We've got Dark Lord, Sven and Jet battling it out in front of us now. The Old Man Jumbo running away in 2nd. We are going to enter this dogfight. Stay tuned. 10 minutes to go.
10 minutes to go.
Thanks, Jeff.
Time to push.
Got to be patient. We've got Sven and then Dark Lord. So you can see my concentration has changed now. Really focusing on the guys in front. There's a pretty intense battle at play here. Dark Lord is the victor in this. He's running away from us. Pulling out a little bit.
Just set your fastest lap of the session.
Sven's run a bit wide there. Well, maybe it was an illusion. I got really fixated on what was happening on the track there. Another off track, that's alright. They're free in this league race, as long as you don't get more than 17, they don't actually do anything. In an official race you will get your safety rating harmed by more and more incident points. Oh. Bit of a battle going on here.
Right side, clear. That was your fastest lap of the session.
Alright, so I need to get a run through that first sector is where I'm going to have to do the overtake into the right-handers though. That's where we'll have to do it. Boys in front have run away.
Right side, clear.
You're all good, man. That was a good catch. Can't get past him though. Well, we didn't get the run out of that last corner. 6 minutes.
20 more laps, this time by. The car
Don't
in
listen to
C3
Jeff, he doesn't know what he's talking
just
about.
out the fastest lap. 23.903. Left side. Clear.
Need to get a bit of run through that section down into this hairpin. Or out of the last corner into turn 1, I think. That's what I need. That's what I'm aiming for. So I got a pretty average run there.
5 minutes to go. It's just a second fastest lap of the session.
That was the opportunity. Missed it. Whew. This is busy. Don't think we're not going to have enough time to catch Sven if we get around Jet now, so I'll probably loosen the intensity a little bit and see if we can force a mistake.
Go right.
That one. No, you're all good, man. All good.
The car in C1 just set the fastest lap. 23.85. You're back in fifth.
That was good. I've made that mistake plenty of times, unfortunately, and bad luck to Jet. That was a good drive. I actually really enjoyed that. It was very respectful. Very, very respectful. It was good fun. Drove hard where he needed to there, and it was good. Sven and Dark Lord, they will probably catch up, but I don't think they'll...
You got a slow car on the left. Go right. There's an incident ahead. Go right.
Bad luck, Dark Lord. Gave us the spot.
New fastest lap for you. You're in fourth position.
Alrighty, let's go. We're in pursuit of Old Man Jumbo and Sven. Brody is well and truly away from the pack. Wow, that was not ideal. We didn't die. How, I don't know. This race had a couple of unforced errors, but we did manage to get through a couple of incidents there, which was good. How many incident points? We've got 13 incident points.
Last lap.
Alright. So we're a bit out of the depth of Sven and Jumbo, but
The car in P3 just set the fastest lap. 23.642.
we'll try once for a green-white checker. Well, that wraps up an Are You OK Day stream for Racing for James and Laps for Leuko. Guys, thanks for tuning in, listening to a little bit of a story. Like I said, I didn't share a lot, but I think it's an important message to get out there, to have a chat with people around you, family, friends, gamers, whoever. I do appreciate every one of you tuning in and watching our streams. And as always, we are here for Leukodystrophy Australia. So if you can spare $1 or a couple, they are tax deductible in Australia, and the link is in the description below, guys. Thank you so much, as always, to everyone for all your support. We will be back tomorrow night from 6:30 Australian Central Standard Time for some more streaming and racing. We'll get in the GT4 and the LMP2 again. So thanks again, guys, and have a lovely day, evening, or whatever it is wherever you are in the world. Appreciate you guys.